This picture shows the view of Mount Kore and Mount Fuji over the footpath between rice fields just past the western edge of Hiratsuka-juku. The distance from Fujisawa-juku to the main daimyo's inn at Hiratsuka-juku was about 13.7 kilometers, quite a long distance. After leaving Fujisawa-juku, the Tokaido first crosses the Hikiji River. After a short distance, you will come to Yatsuya Ichirizuka and Yatsuya Suji, which is the fork of the Oyama-Michi Road. Just beyond it, at this fork, there was a stone pillar with Fudo-do and directions inscribed on it, and to the right was a large torii gate for pilgrims to Mount Oyama. If you continue on the Tokaido to the left, you will pass by the north side of the present Chigasaki station, and after passing Chigasaki village, you will turn sharply to the right at Nanko. From this point on, you will be in the only two places on the Tokaido where Fuji will be on the left toward Kyoto. Ahead, the Tokaido changes direction again to the west and meets the Sagami River. In the past, the river was called Banu River, and here there was a ferry at Banu. The land in Banu village on the other side of the river was slightly higher, but the eastern side was also the source of flooding of the Banu River and was used as a fertile field with few houses. Now, the Banu Bridge has been built, and in front of it is Mt. Fuji. Hiratsuka-juku began just past Hiratsuka Station, where Edo Mitsuku was located. Going to the right here, Hiratsuka Hachimen was located, and go ahead, it was connected to the Oyama-Michi Road. Hiratsuka-juku on the Tokaido is very small, and the eastern end of the road was Kamigata-Mitsuku, where it joins Route 1. This area is Hiroshige's viewpoint. At that time, the road ahead seemed to be a causeway between rice paddies. As it continues onward, it crosses Hanamizu Bridge and climbs up a kawaii slope to become Oizo territory. On this map, a red gradient should be placed at the viewpoint of the Hiroshige. Let's take a closer look at Hiroshige's painting. The fact that we can see the signpost stakes indicates that this is the western edge of Hiratsuka-juku. Although the text on the signpost beyond it is illegible, it appears to be a guide to Nakahara-michi. Judging from its location, the second traveler from the left is about to cross a small bridge. This is the Hanamizu River, just where the river meets Mount Koma, so there are rice fields that take advantage of the flooding, and it appears to have been a path between rice fields, or Nawate Road. Beside the pine tree in the middle is a depiction of a palanquin carrier plodding along while shouldering his palanquin, and a courier running off in a hurry. This contrast is also typical of Hiroshige's depiction of the scene. Experts have commented that the round mountain in the foreground is Mount Koma, the rugged mountain to the right of Mount Fuji is Mount Oyama, and the pine forest below is possibly the former site of the Nakahara Goten Palace. However, since this would put the angle of Hiroshige's painting at more than 200 degrees, it seems that the theory of the gently sloping Mount Oyama and the Nakahara Goten is a bit unreasonable in terms of the angle of view. As evidence of this, looking north from the Hanamizu Bridge, you can see Mount Koma on the left and the gently sloping Mt. Oyama. If you look at the Reisho edition, you will see that Mount Koma is a normal mountain. The houses in the foreground depict the area just before entering Hiratsuka-juku. The travelers are retainers of a daimyo's procession, heading toward Hiratsuka-juku. The Gasho edition depicts the crossing of the Banu River from the east. Fuji in the distance is depicted in a large size, which must have been very impressive. You can see that the other side of the river is a little higher. Poem edition also depicts the crossing of the Banu River and Mount Fuji, and the road going up to the village of Banu on the other side of the river is also well depicted. It is clear that there were many ferry boats in the area. Here you can see the state of the road around the 7th century. Around this time, the Ritsuryo system was established, and the Chisando Road was established, running from Omi province through Mino, Hida, and Shinano, and penetrating eastward through Kosuke and Shimatsu, to Mutsu and Dewa provinces. This is the Yellow Line. Later, a huge road, the Chisando Musashi Road, was built as an attached road to the site of Musashi Kakubunji Temple. Chisando Musashi Michi Road is the orange line, the yellow square is Kakufu and the orange circle is a station. Isama, north of Kakufu in Sagami Province, is today's Sama. This is the Musashi Kakubunji Temple in Kakufu where the survey is underway. Behind this kondo is the site of the main hall. The whole area is now an archaeological park. Further south, this road connected to the Tokaido. It is said that the people who were greatly involved in the development of this road running north-south through Musashi Province were the immigrants who landed near Mt. Koma. The Tokaido at that time, as can be seen, ran from Sagami through Kamakura to the tip of the Miura Peninsula, crossing Tokyo Bay by sea. The Tokaido then reached Ewa at the tip of the Boso Peninsula, and then traveled through Kazusa and Shimausa to reach Hitachi, which was the route of the Tokaido at that time. Later, in the 8th century, the Tokaido finally opened up a route from Sagami to Musashi, crossing the mouths of the present-day Arakawa and Etagawa rivers to reach Shimausa Province. This course was mainly along what is now the Nakahara-Kaido. The people who were involved in the development of the Tosando Musashi Michi Road were led by Koma no Jako, descendants of the Kaguryo royal family, who fled to Japan after their extinction in the 7th century. After landing in Japan, they settled for a while at the foot of Mount Koma, and later gathered in Komagan, located in present-day Saitama Prefecture, and began to develop the Musashi area. In fact, the wood carving of the Ofune festival held at Takaku Shrine, located at the foot of Mount Koma, tells the story of Jako, an emissary of the Kaguryo kingdom, who came to the east after the fall of his country, came to Oizo no Yura, landed by boat, and lived here in the Koma region, introducing the culture of the continent. I actually went to this location. It's a bit of a shame that you can't even see all of Mount Koma. Of course, the Tokaido is not just a footpath, but has become National Highway No. 1, a 4-lane, high-standard road. Another candidate for Hiroshige's viewpoint, recommended by Hiratsuka City, is a little further down the road. In this area, the bridge seen far to the left is the current Hanamizu Bridge. This is the Hanamizu Bridge, and Mount Koma, which was originally inhabited by migrant people, is now home to Kameyama Park in Shinandara and offers a 360-degree panoramic view from its observation platform. I found a photo of the same place taken around 1918. It is not quite a footpath, but it still seemed peaceful at the time. Here is a Google Maps street view of Hiratsuka from the sky. The Tokaido is not just a causeway, but a path between two roads. The Tokaido is not just a footpath, but buildings have been built on every flat area. If you cross the Hanamizu River ahead and keep Mount Koma on your right, you will soon reach Oizo-juku. Looking again at the scenery painted by Hiroshige, the way he put it together is amazing, as only Hiroshige could have done. When you see Mount Koma like this sea monarch, you will want to actually go here, won't you? How did Koma no Jako, who came here after being driven out of Kaguryo, feel about living at the foot of this mountain, and how did he come to develop Musashi Province in Japan? I can't help but think about that. The rice paddies on both sides of Nawate Road in this painting may have been developed initially by people who came from the Kaguryo kingdom.